Good morning. This is Balaji. I teach biology in class 11 to 12. So, now today we are going to talk about morphology of flowering plants. Flowering plants means the angiosperm. We know about from the chapter of plant classification that plant kingdom divide in phenologeny and cryptogamy. Now, now we are talking about angiosperm. So we are going to phenologeny and which divide into two subdivision. One is gymnosperm and another is angiosperm. The gymnosperm is the plant which don't possess flower or fruit. Flower, don't possess flower. While angiosperm is the flowering plant. Now we are going to talk about the future flowering plants. So, at first, we need to know about the term morphology. What does it mean? If we want to study the morphology of flowering plants, we need to know about the term morphology. Morphology. So, the morphology means the external appearance of anything, like the external appearance of a plant or an animal. So, why should we learn morphology of plants? Why should we learn morphology of plants? So, we will find the answer with suitable to example. Like one, if we need to segregate or classify plants or animals, we need to start in morphology. Like we can, by studying morphology, we can differentiate two species of plants or animals. In case of animals, we are going to talk about the example of animals. So we can take two animals, like one is human being or another is chimpanzee. So we know that how do we differentiate among these two animals? We know that chimpanzee have two legs, two hands, as same as human, but the body code are different. Body code is different. Coding is different, significantly different among the chimpanzee and human. So there are certain characteristics which define the morphology of plants. In case of plants, the characteristics of morphology is root system, shoot system. Shoot means stem systems, leaf systems. And in case of angiosperm, we can talk about the inflorescence, the structure of flowers, and the structure of flowers, fruits, and seeds. So, now, what is angiosperm? Angiosperm are all those plants which produce flower and bear their seeds in fruits. But gymnosperm doesn't bear their fruits in their seeds in fruits. And the angiosperm is a very diverse subdivision of plants. It varies from a smallest Wolfia to the largest banyan tree or ficus vengalensis and the longest eucalyptus lignans. Now we are going to talk about. Now I will show you how does it look like an angiosperm. So angiosperm first we will draw the ground level. This is soil level, and below the soil level, angiosperm have root system, and above the soil, angiosperm contain shoot system, alike the gymnosperm. But Interestingly, angiosperm contain flowers. Flowers and angiosperm also contain seed bearing fruits. So this one is fruits and flowers. So another thing we can understand from the morphology of plants that we can study ecology by studying the morphology of flowering plants and plants. Because we know that in Itanagar, Arunachal Pradesh, Northeast India, the hilly region mainly contain the coniferous plant forest. Why the plain area, the most area, we, in this region, the maximum flower plants are angiosperm, which contain flower and fruits. So, if someone tell me that, yes, I lived in an area where only we can see coniferous forest. So easily I can understand that he lives in a hilly region because the morphology of gymnosperm or coniferous forest identified that the region is hilly region. Okay. So now there are certain differences between the angiosperm. So first we segregate angiosperm in the basis of lifespan. Okay. So now we are going to draw a flow chart which will show us the segregation or differentiation between the angiosperm based on their lifespan. We can divide angiosperm in three categories based on their lifespan or time life cycle. The first one is annual angiosperm. Annual angiosperm, all those angiosperm which completed their life cycle within a year. Within a year. Examples are rice. Examples are examples are rice, wheat, barley, etc. Now, the second group is biennial angiosperm. Interestingly, the biennial angiosperm spend their life in 2 years. Bi means two, annual year. 2 years. In their first year of life cycle, they store food. They store food and which got in the vegetation phase of their life cycle, and in second year of their lifespan, they reproduce. Okay, so the examples of biennial angiosperm is radish. Okay, radish, cabbage, onion, etc. Now, the third categories of angiosperm based on their lifespan is perennial, which means they spend their life in more than 2 years. Like examples are mango. Examples are mango, jackfruit, etc. Now now here we can differentiate perennial in two categories. One. So now we are going to differentiate perennial because There are two different kinds of cranial angiosperm. One is polycapillary, another is monocapillary. So what is differences between polycapillary and monocapillary? The differences between polycapillary and monocapillary is polycapillary angiosperm or perennial angiosperm, they produce their fruit or they reproduce every year in a particular season, like apple or mango. So polycapillary, example of polycapillary is lemon, apple. Because these all those polycapillary angiosperm they reproduce every year. Okay. Now the monocapillary reproduce. They don't reproduce every year. They reproduce after certain time, after certain years. Okay. So the examples of monocapillary is egg. Example of monocapillary is egg. Okay. So this classification of angiosperm is totally based on the lifespan. Now, before starting the morphology, we are going to discuss about another classification of angiosperm which is based on their structure. Okay. Now we are going to draw the flowchart of differentiation of angiosperm based on their structure. So, also here, angiosperm is three kinded. One is hard, another is soft, second hard one is G. So, what is difference between these three categories? So, the difference between heart is very small, like grass. The example of heart is grass, putina, coriander. All those ancestors are hearts. They grew in a very small size, around 15 to 40 centimeter long. They contain fleshy and juicy stem. Fleshy and juicy stem. While the shrubs, example of shrubs is rose. So, if we draw the simplified picture of heart, it would look like most. So we can take example of pudding. Okay. So it looks like that. But in case of shrubs, the stems of shrubs is very, it's not very hard, but it is hard. Okay. Hard stem, medium size, like a rose plant. Okay. And the branches of shrubs initiate from the ground level, and the structure of shrubs looks like a bushy structure. Like another example of shrubs is a cotton tree. Okay. So initiation of branches starts from near about soil level, and It is shaped in bushy structure. If we draw a shaft, if we draw a shaft here, it will look like now there will be branches. It is typically a rose and a tree or the giant structure trees. You know all about the trees. It's like trees. The stems of trees is very woody and very hard. The stems of trees is trees are very hard and woody. And one interesting fact is the branches of trees initiate from a certain distance from the soil level. And in between the start point of branches and soil, there have a structure called trunk. The trunk can get timber. Okay. So if you draw trees, it will look like so this is the soil level. Now I am going to draw trees. This is this portion is called trunk, and now from this certain distance from the soil level, trees initiate their branching. Okay, let's have branch. Thank you. This is the introductory class of morphology of flower plants. We will discuss about the characteristics of flower plants like root system, shoot system, leaf in our next